The governor, for instance, says that this is not a coal issue. That's not true.
A chemical spill contaminated the water supply to more than 100,000 customers. That includes homes, businesses, even hospitals.
In West Virginia, for the 7th night in a row, more than 100,000 people still can't drink their tap water.
7,500 gallons of a toxic chemical used to process coal leaked into the Elk River on Thursday from Freedom Industries.
It's harmful if swallowed. It's an irritant to your eyes and to your skin.
Just as the water crisis in West Virginia seemed to be easing, an urgent new alert.
New warning tonight for those who are pregnant. You should not be drinking the water.
The source of the problem that's closed restaurants and schools is 4-methylcyclohexane methanol, a chemical that's used in coal processing. It's an oily substance that some say smells like licorice.
It just makes you wonder, how long have we really been drinking this water and bathing in it anyway?
Crowds filled stores in West Virginia Thursday night, stocking up on everything from water to ice. Demand for the items so high, shelves were wiped clean.
It is important to emphasize that water and supplies are available, and there is not a persistent shortage of bottled water.
The toxic spill poisoning the water that serves 300,000 people.
The chemical leak into the water system in Charleston was an embarrassment for the entire state that we will feel for years and years to come.
This was not handled well, in my opinion, at multiple levels. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact we were in uncharted territory. Some of it, I think, of our own making, some of it not. This was a chemical that we knew about and had been a part of the coal industry and the cleaning process for a number of years, but had not been studied very extensively.
When we don't have water, it creates a serious situation, and not one that's just, oh, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone.
It was a mess. I was lucky. I had water. But that meant I was sort of ground zero for people who needed showers, who needed to fill up water bottles, for people who just kind of wanted a place where they could get away from the no water situation wherever they were and feel a sense of normalcy for a little bit. So I was very, very fortunate.
What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it. If you go out west, they have droughts on a regular enough basis that they understand the value of their water. It was pointed out to me by a visiting scientist, and he has spent a lot of time out west and here back east. And he was like, the one thing that you notice when you go out west is that every hotel, every place you go to has fountains, has water fountains. And when you come east, nobody does. And the reason out west is that they want to show you that they have water. And they have water in abundance. It's a very deep psychological thing.
I think people need to advocate for their community and for safety in their community, no matter what it is. But when it comes to something as essential as water, know what's going into the water. Know how your water is processed. Understand what potential hazards there are along the waterways which feed your particular system. People didn't know. And they couldn't or didn't feel like they could trust those in positions of authority to tell them accurately what those things were.
I think that as a direct result of the chemical spill into the water system in Charleston, that there was a trust broken that may never be repaired.
We have to be protective of that water. I mean, we have to be protective of that water because so much of our state, so much of our businesses, our economy depends on it. It is not just people who care about the environment. They care about the environment because of its value to the people that live here. So we have to be protective of it. And that doesn't mean saying nothing can happen around water, because again, there's so much water that's not even close to possible. But we do have to be vigilant Now, what was surprising to me, and I think surprising to a lot of people, was how susceptible that water source was. So the spill occurs on the Elk River. The Elk River is a water source for that area because it's so clean, right? And it is surrounded by a lot of dirty water. I mean, the cost of treating the Kanawha River for drinking water is exorbitant. I mean, you just, it's so dirty you can't afford to. But the Elk River is a very clean river, one of the cleanest in the East, actually. And so it's, you see how dependent then we have become as a state on our few really clean, productive water sources.
I've never, ever, ever seen the community of West Virginia come together in a way that people did during the water crisis.